Hello! Welcome to Dissecting the Narrative, episode number 2, after a slight delay. Nothing crazy here, but this is Scott, and
This is Mike.
there you go. That works. And just as the second episode of this new podcast where we're just talking about shit. I mean, really, nothing wacky. There's not much to talk about, though, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I what are you doing?
I got a phone call.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, it's madness. I mean, the New Zealand shooting, the Manafort trial, Trump's tweets as usual, vetoing the movement against his national emergency to build the wall, anti-Muslim sentiments, Tucker Carlson. Holy shit! What do you focus on?
You missed Manafort and
Oh man, yes, well, Manafort, that whole thing. Yeah, I mean,
sure there's something else we missed.
you can't keep up. I mean, the New Zealand shooting, which just happened. What was that? Yesterday or the day before? I forget what the actual time it was. It wasn't yesterday. It was like Friday, I think.
Yeah, it was Friday.
Was it Friday or Thursday? Because I didn't know about it till Friday, but I believe it. It just happened. The death toll is now up to 50, which is good because 49 was awkward. 50 is a nice round number. So it's nice that it leveled out a bit at a solid 50. And they got the guy alive. And not only did they have him alive, he had a 70-page manifesto posted that specifically stated that he was inspired by the conservative movement in America. So, of course, it's because of the Democrats. What?
He mentioned Trump.
Oh, yeah.
He's a supporter of Trump.
And apparently Candace Owens, which, I guess it was her turn. And I like, I have a ritual in the morning. I check 3 news sources. I go to InfoWars, then I go to Huffington Post, then I just do like a random news search and get the latest stories from all bunch of different sites. And InfoWars is always the best first stop shopping for that stuff. Because I think the headline I saw this morning or yesterday evening was a quote of Rush Limbaugh's saying that the New Zealand shooting was a black flag attack.
Black flag.
What?
Black flag?
False flag. Sorry,
Oh.
I keep thinking of the pirates. It was like a false flag attack meant to target the conservatives. So the Democrats, the liberals, the far left, the social justice warriors somehow manipulated this New Zealand guy to kill 50 people so they could blame the Conservative Party because that's something that New Zealand's got money in the game on.
Yeah, well, the deep state has got to be Republican because everything they do is projection. So whatever they're projecting on the Democrats is what they're actually doing.
What are they even doing?
I don't know.
What are they even doing? That's the $25 question. Is what the fuck are they doing? They're releasing all these transcripts of like Strzok and all these other guys like, see, this proves everything. And then
it doesn't.
If you actually read the transcripts, it's like, oh, he just pretty much just no, stop saying what you're saying. Trump came out today, this morning, I think, or was it yesterday, with a tweet where he's shit talking John McCain because, attacking dead people is always the smart thing to do. And then we've got airplanes falling out of the skies, whose the issues with their navigation systems was actually delayed by the shutdown. And then he tweets out that the last thing we need is like smart people flying these planes. We need less we need less computers because it's making it more complicated.
There was a 5-week delay that would have
Yeah.
Kept that last plane in Europe from coming down.
I had
It's
someone
just a software upgrade. I mean, they can do that in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was the FCC. They couldn't get it approved or talk to them because they weren't there.
Yeah, anything like that's got to go through the whole validation process, and it's all held up when everybody's closed. I mean, I had somebody actually defending Trump's tweet about the technology thing. Like, they're not Trump supporters, but they were like, "Oh yeah, I can kind of see where he's coming from because there's all this there's all this computers and technology, even in cars." And I was like, dude, my wife bought a new car last month, and it's chock full of technology. None of it makes it more difficult to drive.
Yeah.
None of it makes it. The most confusing part is checking out the radio, and you don't have to be driving when you do that.
They caught a guy going 70 miles an hour down the freeway in a Tesla, and he was sound asleep.
That's not
for
good.
almost 30 minutes. The car was driving itself.
See, I'm against this whole. I don't buy this whole thing where they keep saying that truckers are going to be put out of business because trucks are going to be driving themselves. That's not fucking happening. I'm sorry. I mean, every like they when they start test driving these cars, like, oh, it hit a pedestrian. Oh, it crashed. Oh, this it was doing 70 and the guy's asleep. All this bullshit.
When they first put electricity in the house, people were afraid of it. So
I'm not saying I'm afraid. I'm saying it's not going to work. It just doesn't make any sense. There's too many variables. It's just common.
You see the SpaceX that landed on a boat in the middle of the ocean? They sent the rocket up, went to the space station, came back down, and landed on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Uh-huh.
Not manned or anything. Completely unmanned.
Okay.
So they're going to reuse that rocket again.
That's good.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with traffic.
It's technology.
Yeah, it's technology, but technology has limits. And one of the limits is you can do that when you don't have all these other things. Like it came down in the ocean, means it wasn't like dodging other things in the air. They knew, it had a clear path. It landed. When you've got cars driving themselves, you have other idiots on the road, or even worse, other cars driving themselves. You can't compensate for that. There's a limit to like artificial intelligence. Now, what I like though is that Holly's new car, what's it called? I forget. It's a Hyundai, but it's like all the bells and whistles. It has a lane assist. And she was like, "Oh, let me take my hands off the wheel and see if it steers." And it actually yelled at her.
Yeah.
Little thing came up and said, "We don't detect your hands on the wheel. If you don't put them back on, we're turning off lane assist." It's like, see, that's as smart as I need my computers to tell me to pay attention. That's good. Being able to set cruise control to take a nap, no. But yeah, I don't want Einstein flying my plane. Come on. Anybody that's still defending Trump has to just have either no scruples, no morals, or no brains. It has nothing to do with politics. Nothing. It's not about conservative, right?
It's like this Chinese massage parlor woman that was funneling people in to meet him.
Oh yeah.
He had to be on the other end of it. He's probably getting kickbacks.
She had the website up advertising. You want to go to a Trump dinner? Pay this much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just fucking insane.
And get a happy ending.
There's no happy ending here. There is none. No. I mean,
the corruption, just unreal.
It's so blatant too. That's the thing. And
yeah.
That's I've said from the beginning, like the Russian thing doesn't scare Trump at all. Like if the only reason he keeps mentioning no collusion is because it's like us. It's like he's being attacked, so he has to respond. Except it's not Rosie O'Donnell, so he can't just call them a fat pig. But what really scares him is the fact that he didn't think he was going to win, but he was too stupid to say, "Oh, hey, I don't want to be president. I was just doing this for fun."
Yeah.
It's too stupid to do that. I mean, Howard Stern, I don't like Howard Stern, but when he ran for mayor of New York and he was winning, he backed out. It's like, "Hey, no, this was a joke. This is publicity. I'm not running the fucking city. What are you, crazy?" So, but Howard Stern, I would say is a smart. I don't care for him as an entertainer, but he's smart. Trump was not smart. He didn't understand that he shouldn't go forward it, and there was no way that you can get in this kind of government position and not have all the bullshit you pulled over the past 4 or 5 decades come out in the wash. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he's acting like the government is his business. He wants to take NATO and charge them for our defenses over there with a 50% profit margin.
yeah. So many years of people. I remember, like, when Mitt Romney was running. Oh, we need a businessman to run this country. This is what happens when you have a businessman run the country.
Yeah, look how well they're doing with the pharmaceuticals now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this whole oxycodone,
Oxycodone.
codone.
Oh, cotton. I don't know,
What-
whatever.
Yeah, OxyContin. That was pushed to the doctors as Tylenol extra strength, and they convinced the doctors they increased the dosages and everything else. Now they're going to court and they're finally getting sued. Hopefully they don't end up in front of one of these conservative judges that Trump and the Congress put in there that side with the side of business and think they can do no wrong.
And also on top of everything else that we can't even touch base on because we took way too long between the first test episode and the second test episode, getting close to an actual episode, was the candidates for the 2020 elections.
It's up to 15 now.
It's up to and I honestly don't think we're gonna have like what the Republicans had when they start doing the debates. I think by the time they get that far, a bunch of them are going to be dropping out. I don't think
Trump.
Pardon? What?
You were going a little wacky there.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I
Not you. The
no, I get you.
the feed was bad. No, there's not a Trump in the mix, so I don't think you're going to have that kind of.
Forget not a Trump. I mean, the 2018 primaries for Republicans was fucking insane. The only real candidate in that group, really, I'd say the only two real candidates in that group that were actually actual candidates, in my opinion, were Kasich and Jeb.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I would have voted for either of them if they ran against Hillary. I just think they were the only two that weren't either trying to sell a book or just having fun or reasonable choices for president. Chris Christie? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, yeah.
I mean, some of these guys made Herman Cain look good. I mean, there's just an ongoing. The problem is all of the Democrats that are announcing are reasonable choices. That's the only problem. It's not gonna be a fucking circus. It's gonna be some serious contenders. But I don't think they're gonna end up like having like 12 or 13 people this time like they did with the Republicans 2018. I think a lot of them will back down when they realize, like, when their poll numbers are coming in, it's like, this isn't working.
That's what I'm thinking. After the first or second primary, it's going to be down to 2 or 3.
Yeah. See, there's not going to be a kiddie table debate like there was with Republicans because the Democrats, for the most part, are adults.
Yeah. What do you think about them not doing a debate on Fox?
I give a shit.
That's.
there's so much wrong with the entire system that it's like hard like to pick one of these things to go, oh, that's bad. I mean, now, at the same time, Trump said that, like, didn't he say, or the RNC said they're not going to go to CNN for a debate?
I think he did, but he pulled up when he was in the primaries with the Republicans. He pulled out of a couple of debates, didn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. He just didn't show up. He went and had a rally instead.
Yeah. Well, it's all he's been doing since then. But I mean, when there's a difference between like cutting off a news organization for like when the Obama White House had made the noise that, hey, you know, maybe we'll stop letting Fox News interview us and stuff because they're just bullshit propaganda for the right, and like all the all the media, all the other channels spoke up and said, no, you can't deny Fox News that access. And Fox News has come to the defense of other organizations when it comes to gaining access to interviews and to press events.
Right. But it's got to be Fox News. It can't be Hannity or somebody. It's got to be
and this was
the real news people.
But this was about access to the news, like access to the administration. What we're talking about is is a televised event. And,
right.
And I don't see where that is a big deal to anybody. I think if each channel wants to hold their own debate and whatever, and holding a debate on the fact that they're being held on cable news channels instead of the public channels where everybody can see them, that's a whole different thing entirely.
Oh yeah. I never thought of that point.
I mean, yeah, why do I have to have cable television in order to like watch these? If these debates are that important, they should. And I do believe. I mean, I think I remember from 2018 that you could stream them almost anywhere. Like they didn't really have a problem with that. Not like if you tried to stream the fucking Oscars.
All the Democratic debates are going to be streaming.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's open access to the debates, who gives a fuck what channel they're on? And if Democrats don't want to appear on Fox News, great. The Fox News will just trash all the Democrats, whatever. I mean, why does Fox want a Democratic debate on their channel in the first place? That's not their audience. I think it's a moot point.
I'd like to see him go on and really take them to task and.
But what's that gonna what's that gonna accomplish?
It might make somebody realize that they're being.
I don't think so.
Conned.
You know, I honestly, it's like I'm seriously at the point where I have no doubt whatsoever that there is really no way to change anybody's mind about anything unless they're already willing to consider a different side. And those are the people that you don't need to convince. Those are people you just need to talk to. You know, or just present stuff. You know, if someone's inclined to say, "Hey, I need more information on this," they're gonna find it. And if someone comes to you and says, "Hey," and you'll see it like rarely, like on Twitter and other social media, where someone will say, "Hey, you know what? I'm for this position, but can someone explain to me why you're thinking this way?" And people responded to it. That's the person you got to try to convince. Someone who's there's only two people that are watching Fox News: people that will believe anything Fox News says, and people that won't believe anything Fox News says. I watch Fox News occasionally because I like to see what the other guys are doing.
Yeah, I do too.
But you're right. But and it's not you can't come from the position that everything on Fox News is a lie. But if you understand that there's a level of propaganda when you see a certain thing come up, like when I'm having breakfast this morning and I look up and there's Karl Rove talking about how Beto O'Rourke is not going to win the Democratic primaries, I already know what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, there's already a movement against Beto O'Rourke from the left, and we need to stop. Have you seen any of this?
Yeah, I've seen some of it. Yeah,
with the like that was like a Newsweek or Time interview. I forget who interviewed him. And when he's talking about running, he says one line where he says, I was born into this. And it's taken out of context. And if you read the context, he's just saying, this is what I was meant to do, or this is what I like to do. This is,
Yeah.
Right? So all of a sudden, it's like, oh, the white male was born into it. Gee. And it's like, oh, great, a white male thinks that he can, that he was destined. And, all right, this is not the time for this bullshit. It's really not.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of women running for Democratic Party. They're all running. If you're backing one of them, great. Back them on their strengths and get them in. Don't attack the white guy for being a white guy. He's a white Democrat. All right? He's supporting the same shit you are. Stop. It's bad enough Bernie's running again.
Yeah, they did this. They did the same thing to him, basically, that they're doing to Beto.
And the Bernie guys did this. Then the Bernie people did all that shit. It's like, oh, well, but instead of just backing him, they go on and this him too. They went on the negative for Hillary. It's like, you guys.
I think that was Russian bots too.
Oh, that's all played into as well. But he did.
Yeah.
He didn't come out like hard, but like he didn't come out and say, hey, yeah, everybody that was going to vote for me, you better vote for her and like back her 100%, because he fell to his cult, and it just didn't fucking help anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If Hillary had done the same thing, if Bernie had gotten the nomination, it would be the same issue. Shut the fuck up. This is serious. This isn't like it's the stakes are too fucking high. Look what you did.
Yeah.
Vote for Jill Stein because Bernie lost to Hillary. Look what you fucking did. And maybe it's not fair to say that, but I look where the fuck we are.
Yeah.
It's not.
We don't need Jill Stein. We've got the Green New Deal. Yeah. Pretty much adopted what she was going after, and have you seen the video on the kids?
On what kids?
On all the kids that skip school on Friday to protest. And
no, I missed that.
Oh, and there's one that I can't think of her name. She's been doing speeches all over and everything, and they've nominated her for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
I'll send you the link to it.
I want to get the name in here since we're talking about this.
Yeah.
And honestly, when it comes to kids, I don't care about high school people protesting, whatever. That's just me. Yeah, I don't know who it was. I forget. I remember I saw it briefly in the news. I guess the Nobel Prize, whoever. Trump asked China to nominate him.
I probably won't get it.
How fucking sad is that? Yeah, right. Yeah. And then he's like,
he'll come back. I should have got it, but they were against me.
But they don't give that to me. Yeah,
right.
They don't give it to people like us. It was
and now he's going to have the Hells Angels and the military and the police force back him up if he loses.
Yeah.
Right. That was a nice threat.
And then what's her face? Secretary of State, not Secretary of State, Speaker. God, just fucking shoot me. One of those weekends. Huckabee. Sarah Huckabee, when they asked her about it, she said, just, there's not even any, it's horrible. She just comes out and say, oh no, when he said that, what he was pointing out was how peaceful they are despite what everybody thinks. So how do you even...
Yeah. And then he says, unless the Dems cross the line, then we'll have to go after them.
But
basically, to paraphrase them,
it's like they don't even try anymore.
No,
they're not even, because it's so ridiculous now that they don't even have to try.
No.
And then Chris Cuomo keeps bringing on fucking.
I said to stop watching him.
I'm not a huge fan of him myself. But what's her name? The crack. The crack addict.
Oh. Yeah, I should put all of them up here.
I just was like, don't give her the box. It's a privilege to come on here. Why are you letting her on? Yeah, no, Chris Cuomo's a little bit shameless in that shit.
Yeah. Well, they made that mistake with Trump all through the election.
Well, that's it. Oh, he's going to say something crazy, so we got to show him everything. Yeah, it's like I remember they would they'd have like 20 minutes like just on an empty pedestal.
Yeah.
Waiting for him because they don't want to miss it.
He's always late.
Yeah, because you don't want to miss it when he says something crazy. Congratulations, now you're not going to miss it because because the whole fucking world's watching him now. Assholes.
Yeah, they said it was great for ratings, but maybe not too great for the country.
But again, like I said before, if CNN had come out and said this guy is not a viable candidate, he's a fucking loon, this is ridiculous, we can't even give him airtime, it only would have helped him.
Yeah.
I mean, these people that voted for him didn't vote for him because he got more airtime on CNN. They were just emboldened by that. They would have just been emboldened by CNN refusing to show him or coming right out and saying, this is a joke, let's just concentrate on the real candidates.
They were promoting his rallies.
His
you know more people. His rallies.
His rallies, yeah.
So you know more people went to the rallies because they saw him on TV.
Right. So they may have helped energize it, but I find it hard to be as critical on the news as other people have been.
Yeah.
And also, you've got 14 Republicans running. You're going to give them all equal time?
Not since they got rid of the fair document.
Fairness doctrine, yeah. But that wouldn't even cover cable news because that was for public broadcasting.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's hardly even a point anymore. You can bring it up, but it would have more of an effect on talk-wing radio than it would cable news. So,
they always bring on a Democrat, but it's somebody that they've already turned, and they're paying off.
I think I just said talk-wing radio. You know what I meant, right-wing talk radio. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, which is might as well say talk-wing because there's no left-wing radio worthy of mentioning. I mean, it's all right.
No, they mainly lose money, and they got rid of Air America because it wasn't making money.
Oh yeah,
but why doesn't Soros or somebody come along and back one of those? So
Ixnay and the Orosei. We don't. All right, let's.
Hey,
enough of that stuff.
They got the Koch brothers.
Oh, and then this guy from supposedly from the Greenpeace.
Yeah.
They keep calling him a Greenpeace co-founder, and Greenpeace is like, no, he's not a co-founder. Stop saying that. But they can use that. So Fox News brings him on, and he calls AOC a twit, and then Rush Limbaugh and Infowars can run headlines saying, Greenpeace calls her. No, they didn't. This guy that's working for right-wing conservative think tanks now. It has been, and it's like you got to get past the headline and read deeper. Honestly, that's why I read Infowars in the morning. I read it, and when I read something that sounds like very suspect and stupid, it's like, all right, let me see what the real story is behind it. What I love about Infowars is that 80% of their headlines, maybe 70%, just lead to a video. There's no article or actual news. It's just like some outrageous headline, and then watch Alex Jones rave about it for 2 hours. Because there's no actual evidence or anything there. It's just crazy mutterings. Excuse me. Going a bit hoarse here. I'm talking too much. After you, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, the whole thing with Manafort and the judge stating right in court that it had nothing to do with collusion, that collusion wasn't a charge there. The other judge banned them even talking about collusion. And in both cases, his lawyer comes out, the one that looks like a bowling pin in a suit, and just says, "Oh, they conceded that there was no collusion, and that Trump is going, oh, see, no collusion. Wait till they get to the collusion.
Right. The judge has to say this because they've been saying it in court and implying that, and she has said this hearing has nothing to do with any of that. It has no bearing on it, and tells the lawyer specifically, stop saying this. Then the lawyer goes out and announces to the press on the steps of the court, this proves there's no collusion.
I love the idea that they took him to court for money laundering through these this real estate he bought, and then the state brings him to court for buying the real estate falsely, right? So they got him on another charge there. It's not the same crime; it was the same series of events,
right,
that led to that.
There's multiple crimes in it, and they
Right.
do that purposely. They do that to stack indictments against people when they commit these crimes.
And he can't be impeached for a state crime when he's convicted. And he's going to be convicted because he already confessed to him.
He can't be not impeached. You said impeached, but I know what you meant. You meant pardoned.
Pardoned. I'm sorry.
No. I've been doing the same thing. Talk radio, talk wing. Yeah.
We need something to drink.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh, and so you got Tucker Carlson, and they're releasing all this audio of him talking shit on what's the Man Cow, or was it Bubba the Love Sponge? It's just some other
Bubba
one.
the Love Sponge. Yeah.
He's like, it's
and Bubba the Love Sponge was trying to talk him down, and point out to him that a child bride of 12 was rape. You know. Well, you can call it whatever you want, but it's rape.
And now he's doubling down. Says, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Media Matters.
Well, he made a commitment to take care of her. Yeah.
Media Matters is this huge organization attacking me. And it's like, all right, yeah. What the fuck is Fox News? What are you talking about? I mean, if you look at the budget of Fox News versus the budget of like Media Matters, it's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But Jeanine Pirro, not on this weekend.
No. On vacation.
No. Yeah.
One of those long ones.
And didn't I see somewhere that like when Tucker was signing off to Sean Hannity said something about him being on vacation, and he specifically said your planned vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was planned. That's why. I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched cable news in a while from beginning to end, but I seem to remember that like whenever somebody wasn't going to be on the next night, they never said it.
Oh yeah.
I've never like if Rachel was going to be off for the weekend or whatever,
right.
They wouldn't say, oh, and we won't see you till next Monday. They don't say that because then no one's going to tune in for the co-host if they don't.
Exactly.
Right. You don't tell them. They tune in. It's like, oh, she's not on tonight, but we're already on.
Yeah.
You don't telegraph that the person you're tuning in to watch isn't going to be there.
Even when they're on vacation for a week, they only do it one night. Rachel's off tonight, and then the next night they say, "Oh, Rachel's off tonight."
Right. They don't tell you when she'll be back, or if she.
Yeah.
Right. So
they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that the last night they're on without when she's going to be on the next night. That's when they tell you.
Right. So Hannity,
like she'll be back Monday, on a Friday.
Right. Oh, but Tucker, have fun on your planned vacation, which you were definitely going to take before this stuff happened. How often does that happen? All right. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jeanine Pirro, like that wasn't announced. She just didn't show up on Saturday.
Yeah, that was the no-show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that here. Yeah, no-show on Fox.
Oh, I mean, in her defense, when she was attacking a Muslim person, she didn't know there was going to be a mass shooting at a mosque like the next day. Was it a mosque?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Okay.
But it was people from all different countries that were in there. I mean, they're all Muslims, of course, but it wasn't like.
Well, because that's a religion, not a country. So,
yeah. But normally in a specific country, it'll be Muslims from that country. Where this was more of a mixture of immigrants.
And there's a nice picture in the news today of the New Zealand shooter flashing the white power OK symbol when they took his picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, keep. Yeah.
That's the same. It's the same symbol that got Nixon in trouble when he was in Brazil, because in Brazil it's the symbol of it's like the middle finger
Oh,
in Brazil, but only worse.
I don't know
'Cause
about
I had
that.
a Brazil. Yeah, I had a. That's when they called him filthy American, dirty American.
I don't remember that part. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
yeah. He was going up the steps of the plane, and he took a little trip. He stubbed his foot or something. Then he came back with the OK sign, and it's like, screw you, Brazil, on his way out. Yeah, I think it was filthy American or dirty American, one of those.
I like
But
filthy.
that was the headlines for months. Yeah. Same symbol. Weird.
But I mean, the whole history behind just that whole the white power / OK symbol. I mean, that takes digging because it's one of those things that they adopted it so they could say it wasn't that and accuse people of being crazy, but at the same time they use it. It's fucking ingenious on a certain level, but like all this shit just gets like gets. It's like there's this whole like grassroots propaganda movement in like 8chan and all these other like underground message boards online where they say, okay, everybody, now we're going to do this. Now we're going to have we're going to spread this thing that the Democrats can't meme because Republicans most memes are Republican memes. Now, a normal person would look at that and say, oh, okay, so there are more Republican memes than Democratic memes, or they're more popular because this is where conservative people are getting their fucking news from, and they're more easily led by this stuff. So they say, okay, no, now what we're going to do is we're going to spread it out, and Alex Jones will back it, that the whole idea is that Democrats are too stupid, they don't understand memes. All right.
Yeah, that's like the march where they were in khakis and white shirts, or khakis and
Polos.
And they were carrying tiki torches, which represent the suburbs basically, and trying to pretend to be what they're not.
Yeah,
Trying to go mainstream.
Yeah, there's and that's the thing too, is there one of the reasons why I thought dissecting the narrative was a decent idea for the title for this podcast is because they're creating a narrative, and this is happening around us every moment. The only fun thing about it is like the Trump administration is creating a narrative too, but they're so bad at it because they don't have any real backing for it.
Yeah, well, it's stupid Watergate.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, even beyond stupid Watergate, like the narrative that they tried to create about the border crisis so they could get the wall built.
Yeah.
I mean, the news has covered it extremely well, pointing out it's complete bullshit and how it's led to even worse stuff happening with children being taken from their parents and dying in custody, and them not having any plan on how to handle all these people now that they started arresting them for misdemeanors and trying to, they tried to create this narrative, and it fell apart because everybody's paying attention.
Yeah.
The ones that are more successful creating these narratives are the ones that are the ones lurking on fucking computer news groups, plotting to, what's going to be the next thing we're going to spread online. I mean, no wonder the Russians were able to advance a false narrative better than we were, because they just did it online. They just did social media. They just sought out the people dumb enough or willing enough to just listen to whatever they're told.
Yeah, I just hope we have public hearings where we can see these clowns.
Oh no, there won't be.
There's got to be, and well, did you see the one? You see the one with this Secretary of Homeland Security, where they asked her.
What the fuck does she do now?
That one congresswoman was saying, "Well, these children are in cages like I have my dog in. It's a chain link fencing," and she's saying, "Well, it's not a cage because it's chain link fencing."
Oh, that's
And
right.
she says, well, what's the difference between what I have my dog in and what you've got these children in? And she says, it's larger.
I remember
It's
that now.
larger. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. It's not a cage because it's fencing.
Yes. And it's larger.
This is what we're going to quibble over. This is the term.
Yeah.
You know, well, I mean, well, and again, like they keep trying to pull like a Luntz, where it's like, oh, if we change the terminology, and
Yeah.
but the problem is like Trump tried it with the wall, but like there's nothing subtle about Trump. So like he's screaming wall, 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 wall for like a year or two, and then all of a sudden he says, "Oh yeah, so the or offense, whatever you want to call it."
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that about? You know, like, there's no subtlety there where he's like just
A
start calling
barrier?
it- yeah,
A barrier. It's just
slats,
a barrier.
slats,
Yeah.
slats. It's not a wall. It's slats.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to
Well,
be
they
a wall.
pointed out if they take those slats and they go the other way with them, then it's actually a ladder. Which would work a lot better.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's saying none of the drugs are coming through the port of entries, and she's testifying. Yeah, we got them at the port of entries.
Mhm.
They were coming across with trucks. They got one right in New Jersey, coming in on the planes.
let New Jersey
Unreal.
let New Jersey have their drugs. They need them. All right, let's be nice. And then he even pulled that with like all of a sudden he says, "Yo, yeah, it's by the way, it's being built already." It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Then why are and like they try to change the narrative, but there's no subtlety with him. It's him's blast. If he didn't say anything in his tweets, and they just like fed the news media out, had Fox talk about it, and fed it out online. If they did it like the Russians did, you'd have a lot more people saying, "Well, I mean, as far as I know, we're already building it. So what's the point?" It's like, but he just comes out and like tweets wall, and then also says like, by the way, but like put in parentheses being built already. By the way, like, no, it's not.
I think all the wall is the big distraction. So we're not seeing that he's making the government use coal plants instead of changing over to any kind of other power. That's down in Kentucky. They were going to get rid of the coal burning plant, and he made them put it back in, even though it was going to cost more money.
But then they overrode him, didn't they?
No.
I thought I could have sworn he said no, keep it, and then they ended up overriding him and saying no, we're getting rid of him.
Well, I didn't see that.
I seem to remember it that way, which was a big deal.
I know some of the parklands they got that reversed.
Oh yeah, well they're actually looking into that now too, because the bear something, like they get rid of all that national land, and now they're looking into it, and it's like you guys didn't do anything that you're supposed to leading up to this. You just took the land.
Yeah,
the investigation you're supposed to do into it. You didn't investigate. You just did it.
Right.
It's like you missed the whole. So they're going back now and like say, you can't do this.
Environmental impact study.
Yeah, any of that stuff. Which they haven't even done for the wall.
No, and there's a big butterfly preserve and colony that goes through there, and they want the wall to go right through the middle of that.
I remember there was this great article, or it was that I forget where I read it, but it was like this engineer, like lifelong professional engineer. It just said there has been no actual like studies on whether this is even feasible. Just from a rain, flooding, environmental impact alone, not even getting into structural. There's been no research on this. They're just asking for like $20 billion.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
Right. There's golf courses that are in Mexico that link to communities that are in the United States.
Well, maybe they'll sell the golf courses to Trump.
Yeah. You could use another one.
Oh, what was the other? There was another narrative thing that they tried to switch with him, and it was like a disaster. I can't even think of it now. Yeah, I got sidetracked on the wall thing, but I mean, you just can't do it.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason why it's kind of interesting to watch the news when he pulls this shit, because even the supporters like only buy it. Honestly, I can't even think of the last Trump supporter I actually like had direct contact with. Usually it's on like Twitter or something, and I actually feel better with the assumption / realization that at least 50% of the people screaming pro-Trump stuff on Twitter aren't actually real people.
Yeah,
I feel it makes me feel a little better. So like half of the people that are out there that are insane aren't really out there. They're just Russian bots or whatever bots or somebody just trying to get followers. So I feel a little better with that as a reality.
Yeah. Well, I got a neighbor with bumper stickers all over his truck. Trump digs demolition, because he's in demolition. But you got all the coal miners around here that, I know it doesn't make any sense. Trump digs coal is all over the place.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't drink the water here because it's leaked into all these ponds and everything have leaked into it, and it's just all open air. My doctor told me I complained about breathing, and he says, well, you're new to this area and you're not used to the coal dust in the air. Oh, okay. That's what it is. So,
and then
you don't have that in Texas, do you?
No, I actually had it. Well, Dallas actually is supposed to be one of the top 5 polluted cities, I believe, for air pollution.
And what kind of air pollution?
Air pollution, but we're not in Dallas proper. We're a bit away from it, but it's just probably still. I know when we moved here on the highways during the summer, they actually had like an orange alert for air quality. So we do have a bit of that down here. But I know when I moved, when I worked in Nazareth, you had all the concrete factories there.
Yeah,
and there were people that lived there all their lives, and they've got cement in their lungs. Cement factories, not concrete factories. Cement factories.
Yeah, I've got one right next to me. All those big pieces for the roadways, the bridges. They make them right down the road from me. When you see the trucks carrying the long concrete things with the bars coming through it, that they make highways out of, or the overpasses. Yeah, there's a big plant right down from me.
Oh. That's cool.
And if I go the other way, I go into where there's a big empty coal field. Not empty. Open coal field. Not a mine. It's all ground level coal.
We have sewage treatment near the house. Not near the house, but like we've driven by it. It's actually just a big concrete slab. And they just pour the raw sewage onto it during the summer and let it dry.
Really?
Yeah. Which, hey, it's cheaper. Sun, that's natural.
Got to smell good.
I
mean, none of them smell good.
I smelled worse.
Let
me backtrack for a second.
Okay.
What do you think of Beto as an actual candidate?
He may be a little before his time. I think he...
In what way?
Well, you can't say he doesn't have enough experience, because we got somebody in the White House that had no experience.
I mean, that was the big cry about Obama too. It's always no experience.
Yeah, but he had like the same amount of experience, right? He was state senate. Bello was in the state house or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, because he had to quit to run for the Senate. He had to quit his state job.
Mm-hmm. I mean, besides the white male bullshit I've been hearing, which, again, I'm not saying white males don't suck, but let's save it, can we? But I'm seeing a lot of headline news. I'm not reading any deep articles on him because I'm not there yet. I voted for him down here in Texas because he's running against Ted Cruz. Duh.
Yeah, right.
But I did like him. I never had any problems with him. You know who still hasn't announced actually running?
Biden.
No, Starbucks CEO douchebag.
He hasn't announced running?
No, He said he was thinking about it, and everybody went crazy talking about him. And interviewing him, and they had like down here they had a public town hall thing with him.
I thought he announced.
No, he never actually announced. He just said, "I'm thinking about it," and everybody started giving him all this attention. And I was like, "Fuck off!" But it was a resoundingly negative feedback. Like everybody, like
oh yeah,
almost everybody as a whole is like, "No, who the fuck are you?"
He's against He's against Medicare and
yeah,
you know.
Just another rich guy running so he can make sure he doesn't get overtaxed. That's it. Like he kept saying this stuff that was wrong, like factually wrong. Which, as for somebody like supposedly going to run as a Democrat, that has consequences.
He's not going to announce.
Yeah.
He was going to run as an independent.
Even a better reason why he's not going to run.
Right.
Yeah. But I've been seeing these complaints that he's too moderate. Beto.
Yeah.
Then at the same time, I just Googled, how is Beto moderate? Just curious if there, like again, all these things come up. Some say he's too moderate. Can a secular moderate Democrat win? But of course, the second headline I hit is Fox News. Beto O'Rourke is no moderate Democrat. He's part of the extreme left. Of course he is.
The extreme left is center America because every policy polls in the 70s and 80s, that they're for, and global warming's got to be at the top of the list, not in the middle,
Well, I mean, if you believe that there is climate change, you're already part of the extreme left.
Yeah,
based on how the argument's set up.
Which is what the rest of the world believes.
Right.
And knows for a fact.
Yeah.
They don't just believe it.
If
it's not a religion.
Yeah. If you're pro-choice, you're already the extreme left.
Yeah.
If you're for a living wage, you're already extreme left. There's nothing you can say that's not. They're just going to attack you. That's a radical. You're a socialist, Marxist, communist. Throw some other shit in there. That's how bad you are. We'll compare you to Stalin. How about that? That'll make us feel better. You can't. Look at all the shit they pulled with Cortez. I mean, the minute she started, it's like, oh, she's poor, but she's wearing expensive dresses, and like, oh, and at the same time, oh, how come she can't make her rent? And now it's, oh, look at this fancy place she's living in. Look, she's driving in SUVs. I thought she was for green. You can't. There's no.
I'd love to see her on Fox News. I think she'd rip them a new one.
Oh, I'd love to see her on Tucker Carlson.
She comes right back with the right thing every time.
Oh, I mean,
every time.
Just the video, just the clips of her questioning people in these hearings, fucking phenomenal. And not just her; these women, these freshman women that have come into the House, and it's like they are just blowing it up, beautifully so.
Yeah,
it's just This is how you're supposed to fucking govern. By holding people to task and asking questions, like real fucking questions. She was like one of the few people, her and a couple of the other freshmen, like they were the only ones that weren't just giving speeches during the Cohen testimony.
Right.
Everybody else, like either the Republicans would defend them, and then or the Democrats would just like give a speech about how everything's done is wrong and everything. But no one actually, like she asked questions like, "Oh, hey, we should investigate that too. Good point. Thanks." Yeah, it's just they are scared shitless of her and the others, and they should be.
Oh yeah,
because you finally got people in here that are willing to make noise. I mean, the whole what
she pointed out the fact that the lobbyists were using homeless people to keep their spot.
Yeah.
In the hallways, and getting away with it.
But you know what? Apparently, like I've never heard of that, and she apparently never heard of that. But after she like brought it up, they were like, "Yeah, that's nothing new. We do it all the time. It's what's the big deal? It's how it works." And I think that was part of the thing when she came in, and the first thing they did was like they I don't know if she was directly involved with it, but when the Democrats took over the House, and there was that movement that said, "Hey, we got to get rid of Pelosi."
Oh yeah.
I understand part of what that was about because there's this excitement about, hey, we're finally back in power and we got to move shit and you guys aren't moving anything. But
Right.
the key with Pelosi is that she knows how the shit works. So when it looks like she's not doing anything, she's working in the old school. This is still a government run primarily by old white men.
Yeah, the system hasn't changed.
Yeah, the system is just starting to change with a new influx. And
Yeah.
luckily, the majority of the new influx of the Republican side are fucking morons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because they're Tea Party
honestly,
Freedom Caucus now.
I think Paul Ryan was one of the smarter young guys that came in, and he was smart enough that he got out real quick too.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
he was no policy wonk.
no, he
Anything
pretended
he
to
ever
be.
came up with was crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pretended to be,
Yeah.
and just sold like his Ayn Rand philosophies, and then realized, and then it's like, okay, I did what I needed to do here. Now I can be a lobbyist, or I can sell my access to the government somewhere else. Let me get out now. He was smart. He's not gonna be in politics the rest of his life. Come on.
Yeah.
So the smart ones are all the ones that are jumping ship now, and the new ones that are coming in are either idiots or just completely over the top fucking right wing, I'm sorry, in my parlance, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why they're so afraid of why they're bowing to Trump, because they're so afraid of losing their election, because they can't go out into the public and do anything and make it that kind of money.
the only concern is maintaining that power.
Yeah.
There was a great part. You saw Vice, right?
Yeah.
I love the part when it's a young Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
And he goes up to Rumsfeld, says, "What do we believe?" And Rumsfeld just like laughs in his face and closes the door.
Uh-huh.
And it just that's it.
Yeah.
Right there. That's it. It's been that way since fucking Reagan.
Yep.
It really has.
Yeah.
But I get sidetracked. AOC, blah, blah, the new freshman. Pelosi. My point was that Pelosi knows what she's doing in a lot of regards. Remember when Schumer and Pelosi baited Trump on television to take full credit for the shutdown? It's like, hey, this is what we're working with. Come on.
Haven't seen any more of those meetings, have we?
No. But she's smart enough to know, like, she's been like backing off she's been toning down the whole thing about impeachment and saying, hey, there's not, he's not worth it is what she tells the press. He's not worth it. But what she knows is that in their current position, with the Republicans still owning the Senate, any move to impeach him is going to fail.
Right.
And all it's going to do is embolden their base more. And make him out to be the victim that he keeps crying that he is. She knows this. She's making sure they don't make that mistake. She's like, there's all these investigations going on. Wait until we get to a point where even the Republicans are like, shit, we got to do something.
They get all the investigations and they get any kind of hearings or any kind of news out, maybe some leaks. Mm-hmm. And the people in the middle, the independents and the people that don't even pay attention to politics, are going to see enough of that to know not to vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. The sane people.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why it's like, all right, we got the House over. What are we going to do? We're going to investigate. We're going to investigate this. We're going to reinvestigate that. We're going to investigate this some more. Oh, and let's pass a bill that says anybody sitting in office has to disclose their tax returns. And let's pass this bill right now saying that if Mueller's report has to be made public. Let's just laying the groundwork. I mean, the whole thing about them, they knew that Trump was going to veto them saying that he couldn't call a national emergency on the border. They knew that, but they did it anyway because they're making the Republicans vote against it. And now, because of the way they're doing certain things, the Republicans have to vote on this stuff. Now that Pelosi has the majority, now the Democrats have the majority, the Senate has to vote on these things. McConnell can't just be like, we're not going to do that. If the House votes on it, the Senate has to vote on it.
Sure.
And then so it comes up, and now they've got these when they just voted about the border, the national emergency.
Yeah.
They got Republicans. Some Republicans were like, yeah, I can't be on board voting for this.
It was 100% for the Mueller report coming out.
100%, but that's only 100% yes or no. You still had some Republicans that voted present. There were like 6 or 7 that voted present, which I mean, I don't know how that works. All that does is sidestep if someone says, "Oh, here's the ones that said no," but it's still a chicken shit move.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's still easy to. It's just harder to. It's harder to encapsulate that in a political commercial.
Yeah.
You can say voted for. You can say voted for or voted against, but you can't say didn't vote on that one. Say, well, hey, they didn't vote. No, it doesn't have a hard sell, and they know that, but they're still chicken shit.
Yeah.
I just this is going to be fucking if Trump actually ends up running in 2020, which the only thing that's going to stop that is
him resigning.
Him resigning or him being impeached. That's the only thing that's going to stop it. I like how Jeb Bush came out and said that Republicans should run against him, and it's like, that's cute, Jeb. That no one's listening to you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, no one's putting himself up against him. No one in the Republican side has that level of balls to go up against this idiot just because.
Yeah.
Because.
Now he's got so many sealed indictments up against him that he's got to run for president to stay out of jail.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah. Mueller's smart. Mueller is really crafty, and he's probably got the PP tapes on a concealed sealed indictment.
Going to
be good.
The great thing about that is that if it does exist, it has no bearing on the presidency at all. Like compared to all the other crooked shit going on.
Oh yeah,
it has no bearing. But just to have it actually exist would be awesome.
Well, just to
fucking piss him off. Just anything that makes him.
He cannot take criticism or of any kind. He cannot handle it.
I just need to see him cry on television. I need to see that. I do.
In an orange suit. Jumpsuit.
I whatever. So look at all
there was a guy that's high up in the Pentagon that started seeing a lot of this crap. Connected with the FBI and the background checks and that stuff. And this was before the inauguration. He said, "This man will die in jail."
I'm hopeful.
Yeah. This stuff's out there.
I'm very doubtful. I have a coworker that's extremely pessimistic about the whole thing. She's like, no one's going to see jail time. No one's going to get any kind of penalization. Trump's going to walk. No one's going to he's never going to go in jail. And there's part of me that actually agrees with that. But then again, because, normally rich white guys don't go to jail. However, Cohen's going away for a little bit of time, even though he pretty much turned 100% informant. And now Manafort's doing 7 years minimum.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get pardoned, he's doing minimum 7 years on top of whatever happens with the New York indictments.
Yeah, well, they're
and he lost a shitload of money.
Yeah, if he gets pardoned,
it's only for the federal.
The New York will go right in and arrest him. Yeah,
right.
But he lost a shitload of money, but he's still got 2 homes that are worth over $40 million each.
Yeah, and they also fined him for what was it, 11, 12, 20, what was the? He had to pay a fine of in the millions. They seized
30 million, I thought.
30 something. It was, again, it's vast. They seized a bunch of assets,
Yeah.
and kept them.
Right.
Because,
and that's if they found everything, because it was all overseas.
Yeah, they took what they could find, put it that way.
Yeah. And now Deutsche Bank, the division that loaned all the money to Trump, which they couldn't loan him money through the regular division. They had to almost create another division to give him his loans, and that's all the records that were seized for that branch. So
the fact that like Manafort's actually going to be doing time, and I also loved it when the lawyer, because they were saying, oh, my wife depends on me, I have to watch over her and all this stuff, and I love how the lawyer said, it's really bad when any family gets broken up, but this family can actually has the means to take care of themselves.
Well, yeah,
meaning that
I think
they're still rich.
Yeah,
it's not like once he's gone into jail, they can't like eat, they can't support themselves. They've got money because of all the shit that their father.
They may not have hundreds of millions, but they got tens of millions.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh no. Well, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that gives me hope. It does. And also the other end of it is the fact that Trump is so stupid gives me hope.
And he surrounded himself with stupid.
That too. Yeah.
I mean,
when you look at
Miller.
Now whatever level. There's not one picture of Stephen Miller that does not look like he's just like the guy that like rapes dogs behind a woodshed. There is just who was he dating? He was.
I don't know.
He was seeing somebody. Wasn't it like it was somebody in the White House? He was actually seeing him. It was in one of the books, Fire and Fury, or the other one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was like Trump's secretary or something. He was seeing her, and it's like, who the fuck dated this guy? Holy shit! All right, Don Jr. hooking up with with the Fox News correspondent after dumping his wife and abandoning his children. Yeah, I get it. Don Jr.'s not ugly. Stephen, I'm not saying Steve Miller's ugly. I'm saying he's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
There's not one picture of him.
He looks like a young Nostradamus.
He looks like if Golem was a real person.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like a human. You know, it's just But yeah, he surrounds himself with stupid people. Now it's like, and again, if you don't want to compare the level, or if you don't think like certain people, like let's say Clinton, let's include Clinton in it so I don't sound like I'm being biased. Clinton did some crooked shit. To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah. But Miller, I don't like to pick on anybody for the way they look because they can't help that. But with Miller, it's like evil is oozing out of him.
But because
making him look that way.
It's not just his physical features, it's his personality that like his facial expressions are driven by his personality, and his personality is just fucking like garbage. Really, every time he opens his fucking mouth, it's not just like he's not coming out and saying like smart erudite things, and you're like, look at you with the big ears, I'm not listening to you. No, it's just like it's a one big parcel.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, he was in the area that should be picking it up. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just man. Ugh. But I mean, if you look at Clinton, he was smart enough where if he did stuff that was underhanded, I mean, the only reason he got caught is because he was dicking around, and that was the dumbest. That's probably the dumbest thing he did in his career. And again, I don't back up Clinton 100%. He did shit in the White House that I disagreed with. Obama did shit I disagree with. Bush, Cheney, those guys, the whole Iraq War thing. Whether you want to like level like high crimes or whatever, like if you want to watch the Vice movie and feel like what he did was illegal or improper, he got away with it.
Yeah,
he's smart enough. They surrounded themselves with smart people, and they were smart. Trump is neither of those. So that's the only thing going for us right now, is that he's gonna put himself in jail if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I know why Obama didn't go after Bush, but why didn't the Hague go after him, or some You know,
because everybody got involved because we
sure.
you know because England got involved too, and
Yeah, the UN.
yeah, and it's not like America. That was like the first time America bombed the fucking country they shouldn't have.
Yeah, right.
You know, we do it every presidency practically at this point. If you're going to start attacking us for all the bad shit we do like that you know, and the problem is every country, you know, as long as you don't go over the line and actually start the genocide thing. But if you're just going and bombing some brown people every now and then, everybody kind of looks the other way because the other countries, they want to do it too.
We started out with genocide of the Native Americans. So
Yeah. Oh, yes, we did. And
yeah,
and I don't know why it's not brought up enough, but I think that the slavery should count towards a genocide.
well, that was a free cruise over with a job at the end of the
Oh, that's
cruise.
right. That's right. Indentured servitude. Who was the jackass that said that?
I
Oh,
don't know.
it's hard to remember the stupid. I just remember reading that. Oh, indentured servitude. And but he was whoever he was on was being interviewed by. They called him on that. No, it's not.
Yeah, right.
No, that's slavery.
You're not getting away with that.
Oh man, that was during the whole blackface thing.
Yeah, right.
I think that
right.
happened. That was right around the blackface thing.
Yeah,
And that even went away quick, didn't it?
it's the fire hose of news. Just
nothing
another
sticks
thing coming
anymore.
down the pike.
It's so quick. It's you know, it's like it's Janine Pirro and that whole thing with her calling what's her name, Ilhan Omar, I believe, like saying that her hijab was anti-constitutional or some bullshit like that.
Yeah,
If that hadn't happened literally the same week as a mass murder of Muslims,
Exactly.
it wouldn't have stuck. If
Yep.
that mass shooting had happened a month later, no one would have even they would have brought it up like whatever. Just the fact that it happened right next to it, that's the only reason that had any real impact.
Yeah.
Like they're dragging all the stuff that of Tucker Carlson that they're dragging up they're bringing it up, but it's like if they're not bringing it up the same time that that the like the grab him by the pussy tape came out or some other major scandal. You know, it's just happening in the middle of a void of that kind of scandal. So,
Yeah.
so you know, there's not going to be as much attention on that as the Pirro one, and that's how bad it is right now. Unless you do something bad at the same time that one or two other people do bad, not going to get as much attention. The only reason that blackface thing lasted as long as it did, because apparently everybody in Virginia was wearing blackface in college in the 80s. Holy shit. High school.
Even high school.
Even high school, medical, every single.
Yeah.
You had people saying, like, I mean, the one politician say, hey, by the way, I edited one of those, just so you know. and I just remember them saying, oh, the 80s, the 80s, we didn't really understand that was racist back then. So this is the fucking 80s. I was in the 80s. I remember the things were racist. I'm pretty sure blackface was racist in the 80s.
Yeah, it started in the 40s or 20s or something, right?
It was
what's his name? Yeah,
Al Jolson.
Al Jolson. Yeah,
It was a minstrel thing. I mean, it goes all the way back then.
Right.
But they would say, oh, that was a long time ago, and back then. It's like, no, we're not talking about the 1920s. This is 1980. We knew about racism. It's just really?
I saw pictures of Harrisburg in the 1950s with enough Ku Klux Klan people that take up one of those big panoramic photos in front of the State House, and they were in cars and everything. It was like hundreds of Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was just it wasn't long ago.
There are still people alive that remember legal lynchings.
Yeah.
When I say legal, I just mean that, like, no one ever got arrested for them. They just happened.
Right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, racism is not this.
Well, that's like somebody that just freed from prison that was innocent, and somebody asked why didn't he just pound on the table and say he was innocent then? He says, wait a minute, they were lynching people then.
Yeah.
You think he would last 10 minutes if he started fighting them?
I hate when people just like just totally lose the fact that you can get lost in the system. Like when something that happens is like they just assume that, oh, if you're innocent, you can prove it. That's easy. That's you.
Yeah.
You
If you got money,
you don't pay attention, do you? You don't understand how it really fucking works, right? I even saw last week that there's this huge backlog in rape kits.
oh yeah, yeah,
And so they finally got to them. So it was like someone had a long weekend and decided to get some shit done, and now they got like hundreds of convictions going out. It's like, oh, we found all these people that rape people. These still here?
he says, yeah, not important, right?
Yeah, the fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just crazy. What are we running on time wise?
Oh, we started at it's 3:12 here.
We're an hour and 15 in, so we should probably wrap it up.
All right.
We should probably keep these under an hour. We'll be a bit more structured going forward, but everything was last minute this weekend because of me. But we're planning on Sunday at noon being our Saturday or Sunday at noon. I haven't 100%, but I think this is a good time for us to record, just because you're not available weeknights at the moment, and with the time difference, by the time I'm available, it's already like later at where you are.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, I'd like to.
Once your evenings are free, then we might be able to do a weeknight thing.
Yeah, when I stop getting up at 4:00 in the morning.
Right, exactly. But so we're gonna try to do this once a week and get things a bit more streamlined. I didn't do enough on my end. I'm aware of that. But hopefully you enjoy listening and stuff. I do believe there's a comment section on YouTube under this, and I don't read them because most people that enter it's just a bunch of juvenile bullshit, honestly. So if anybody has anything worth saying, put it in there. If you're just gonna be a dick, just why? If you want to be a dick, go on Twitter. That's the best place to do it. But just but if anybody has anything that they want us to talk about, or any comments on what we said, and I'm sure whatever. Just if you can't be civil, just go fuck yourself. That's it. That's all I got to say. I don't have the time and patience to argue with people in a fucking YouTube comment section. I really don't. Right?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll get some comments from the Indivisible group together.
Oh yeah, you want to plug anything for that? That's right, because you're actually.
Well, I'm just doing stuff locally, but some of the things we're doing are a potluck inclusive potluck. We're bringing in all kinds of different ethnic groups from the area, and then we're going to do a movie on.
This is in Pennsylvania, by the way, so that's necessary, because Pennsylvania is a hard area.
You got to remember that maybe 60% of they voted for Trump. Then that still leaves 40% of us that are sane,
right?
And we got to stick together. So we're doing a film on healthcare at a nearby theater that's going to be open to the public and free, and then we're doing a cleanup in a local park, and we're going to use all the recyclable materials from that to have an art contest in a high school, middle school, and I think the elementary school as well, at different levels, and give prizes for the artwork they do with this recyclable merchandise.
Fun with garbage.
Garbage,
cool.
Yeah, basically. All right, and there's other things that I'll bring up next time.
Yeah, and like because basically between the two of us, he's getting into the actual like activism part of doing things, where I just shoot my mouth off, and then go work for my corporate overlords.
Yes,
which I'm fine with. But yeah, so next time we'll have like links and maybe stuff. We can post links on the YouTube video if you have any links you want to put towards for people to look about all the stuff you're doing.
Oh, sure.
And how they can do it too, and join up on their local areas and promote local activism, because the world's coming to an end, so you might as well do something. Yeah.
Yeah, and every little bit helps.
Well, not really, but I mean,
not really. Stop.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying it's not going to help. But hey, it's better than not doing it. I'm not helping. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not going to. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I want to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy. Yeah. Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future.
I will counter that with my favorite JFK quote: "I am a donut."
No.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
I don't have any end credit setups. So this is going to go black. So thanks everybody for listening. If you have, if you haven't, you don't know. So it's kind of pointless for me to say that. Again, any comments for the YouTube section? If you wanna, great. Just there's no reason to be a dick. Too old for this bullshit. All right, everybody. Good luck out there.
Hey, keep the faith.
And don't believe anything anybody tells you.
Right.
Except maybe us. Maybe.